Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I am so grateful to be here. It's a wonderful, wonderful day. And because of that, I am thankful to God for everything that He's doing, done, will do. I am so
Good
thankful.
afternoon.
And I was still backstage, so there was a problem. I was backstage. But I am on stage now, okay? So today we are going to talk about what let me get the first time essentiality and the significance of the first event of any kind. We're talking about that. And do you remember sometimes the first time you did this, that, the other, the first time this happens? And have you ever thought of that? And I'm pretty sure you have. And some of those first times are very significant. They are very essential to our lives, to our well-being, for everything that goes on in our lives. That first time has a great impact on us. So I want to go and did I do the prayer? Did I do the prayer? Dear God, as I sit before you to speak, I pray to you that my soul you will keep. And if I should die before I finish, I pray to you, dear God, in the name of Jesus, that any outstanding sins will be forgiven. Amen. And don't forget to live, love, survive, and thrive. 2025, and forever, okay? Live, love, survive, thrive. That is my motto, my life's motto. And I want to encourage you as we go on. That is my motto, and encourage you to adopt it too. So, we are going to talk about the essentiality. First time essentiality. So let's go. The significance of the first experience, and this is AI, the AI overview. The significance of a first time experience lies in its novelty, the emotional impact it creates, and the potential for lasting memories and growth. It's unique moment. It's a unique moment that can shape our perceptions, fuel our passions, and inspire us to continue exploring and learning. Oh yes, and so let me get pull that up in my because I want to be able to get that get that open it up and have it clear as clear can be. Oh yes, as clear can be. Here we go. Okay, going to open it in the office and how to get it to these documents so that I can go ahead and present it to you like I want to. The significance. First time essentiality. The first time essentiality. It's amazing what we have here that we can present, and I am so grateful we can learn it and we can uh, do what needs to be done with it. And that for that, I am grateful to God for giving me these ideas and bringing these into my mind. Now, there's an exhortation here, novelty and excitement. The first time a new experience is encountered is often accompanied by a sense of wonder, excitement, and curiosity. This is because our brains are primed to detect and appreciate novelty, leading to stronger memories and a greater sense of accomplishment. Then further, we go into emotional impact. I'm talking about the first time essentiality. So first time experiences can be powerful and emotionally charged. They can evoke a range of feelings from joy and excitement to fear and anxiety, depending on the future of the experience. So these emotional responses can be a significant part of what makes a first time memorable and impactful. And I want to go right here and I want to do what I can do here to bring this through to me here. Okay, if I can get this mouse going like I want it to go. Okay, and let me do this. All right, this is so good. I'm excited about it. So happy to be able to present this. Oh, yes. And then we have the foundation for future experiences. Talking about the first time essentiality. It's essential. So the first time can set the stage for future experiences and activities. It can be the beginning of a new hobby, a passion, or a career path. It can also influence how we approach similar experiences in the future. Then the next here is personal growth. Facing challenges and overcoming obstacles during a first time experience can lead to personal growth and self discovery. It can help us develop new skills, learn from mistakes, and gain confidence in our abilities. Then there are the lasting memories. The first time can create lasting memories that we can revisit and reflect upon throughout our lives. These memories can help us to remember important milestones, lessons learned, and the people who were with us during these significant moments. In essence, the significance of a first time experience stems from its novelty, emotional impact, potential for personal growth, and the lasting memories it creates. It's a unique and often powerful moment that can shape our lives in meaningful ways. It can shape our lives in meaningful ways. Talking about the first time essentiality, the significance of the first time, the significance of the first time. And it is so amazing the memories we have in our minds, in our thoughts, the things that happen for the first time in our lives. And sometimes they are okay, and sometimes they are not. Sometimes they are okay, and sometimes they are not. So I want to go back to the significance and go to Psychology Today, thoughts that move. Psychology Today. And I hope I can get this open. Let me see. Here's another site that's coming up. Okay. Well, we have a pop-up. A pop-up. Let me get this pop-up out of here. See if I can get rid of this pop-up. So this information, I understand about these pop-ups also, because these contributors want to be recognized. They want their causes recognized, and it's fair, only fair that we do uh, recognize them. So here we go. I'm going to have to bring this up in another window. Yes, this is very important. And there's always something, some kind of obstacle that comes up, and I'm used to obstacles. How about you? You can have this information and something will pop up, but that's all right. That is all right. I am not the one to be discouraged. Okay. First time experiences. Another AI from Microsoft Bing. First time experiences are important because they challenge us to stretch ourselves, develop a better sense of self, and grow from the experience, whether it's negative or positive. We have an opportunity to grow from that experience. And I'm not saying, oh, just like I talked about, get over it, get over it. Hello, Wanda. Thank you so much for being with me today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Talking about the first time experiences, whatever they are, that negative and positive, and they can all be beneficial in their own way to us, significant and essential. And so they often involve intense emotional highs, creating lasting memories. New experiences make us explore and make us explorers in search of emotions, in search of experiences and learning. So, although some first loves may not end well, they are experiences that we don't regret. It depends. I will say it depends. And we don't forget it, but many times we can regret it if it was not a pleasant experience, but we can't change it. So we need to build on it in a positive way. Okay? Build on it in a positive way. Now we're in Psychology Today by Abigail Brenner, MD, the first time. 7 things to consider to make your first experiences the best they can be. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. And this was posted December 30th in 2014. December 30th, 2014. And I've found that all of these articles are good for us. They help us, whatever year they were in, they can help us and they can help build us by referencing later and earlier articles. First experiences, the best they can be. All right. From the moment of your birth, there are numerous firsts. that you will experience throughout your lifetime. Just think of a baby's first year. From birth to the first birthday, there are countless events that change a helpless infant into a little person. These events are largely developmental. The child does not stop to think about making these changes and what they mean for their overall well being. Don't think about it. We just grow up, don't we? And get excited about taking our first steps, saying our first words, even though we don't remember doing that. Maybe some people do, but I know we were excited when we did it. However, as you get older, that changes. Not only do we progress developmentally, but now there is an increasing amount of thought and emotion surrounding the events that are personal to each of us. And this especially applies to first time events simply because we've never done them before. So, although thinking about what may happen and how to prepare for it is extremely useful, it's the actual experience in real time that will inform you as to the meaning of the event, what happened to you as a result of going through it, and the consequences of it moving into the future. Because I know, like I said, I think I've said this before, that there are experiences that we have that are not good. Some first time experiences we've had that are not good. But look, we have developed, we have turned it, hopefully, turned it into something positive and productive in our lives and used it as a stepping stone to make ourselves even greater than who we already are. So many firsts are emotionally charged, stressful, anxiety provoking, worrisome, and provocative, even though they may be positive and healthy insofar as they challenge us to stretch ourselves, to develop a better sense of self, and to grow from the experience. See, that's what it's all about, growing from the experience. Growing from the experience. Let's keep that in our minds, okay? So we inevitably want to have a good experience, one where we are satisfied, even happy with the outcome. That kind of experience raises our self esteem and affirms to us that we are capable of functioning appropriately within our peer community and in a way that is expected and deemed successful by our culture. That is so important. So, beyond our biology, it's the culture and significant interpersonal relationships, especially family, that have the greatest influences on the developing individual. And that is so true, so true. Personality theory affirms that what is necessary and contributes greatly to an individual's healthy development are a sense of warmth, caring, a feeling of safety and protection, and a real appreciation for the uniqueness of that individual and for their growth and developing potential. Oh, yes. And speaking of the personality, there's a personality center. If you go to this site, it's psychologytoday.com. Us Basics Personality. Oh, yes. So, there are different personalities we have. There's a personality theory affirms, okay, that what is necessary and contributes greatly to an individual's healthy development are a sense of warmth, caring, and feeling of safety and protection, and a real appreciation for the uniqueness of that individual. And believe me, each of us is unique. People can try to copy our lives. They can try to copy what we do. They can try to say, well, you and I are just alike. But every single human being that God has made is unique and different from every other, even though we're similar as human beings in the body, in the mind, and everything, but we are all unique. Unique. Yes, we are. And that scripture, I came across it, was it yesterday? We are unique, beautifully, and uniquely made, wonderfully made. Oh, yes, we are. And we are made in God's image. So having said that, it follows that an individual's personality style and the way they view the world and their place in it will largely be determined by their perception of self as they have learned it. So we learn our perception of self, we learn that as we grow from the first day we're here. We're not aware of everything that we're learning at the time as babies. Would you excuse me, please? But we are learning as we go on in life. Hold, please. Thank you so much. And please forgive me for clacking these uh, earpieces. Fresh will go and get in a tight spot and call for help. So that's what I had to do, get him out of his tight spot. Thank you so much for your patience. We're talking about first time essentiality, the significance of first time. We're in psychology today. So I'm going to go back just a little bit talking about the personality theory affirms that what is necessary and contributes greatly to an individual's healthy development are a sense of warmth, caring, a feeling of safety and protection, and a real appreciation for the uniqueness of that individual and for their growth and developing potential. Having said that, it follows that an individual's personality style and the way they view the world and their place in it will largely be determined by their perception of self as they have learned it. Chances are that the influence of an environment where there is openness, warmth, and acceptance will encourage the individual to view their life experiences in just such a way. It makes a difference It makes a difference what kind of environment you come up in, what your family environment is, what your uh, support system is. It really, really makes a difference. So when the individual feels heard, is encouraged to have their own opinion and to hold their own point of view, you hear that? Their own point of view. Chances are they will extend that same courtesy to others. So where honesty to the self and integrity of the self are nurtured and responsibility for oneself is fostered early in life, the individual learns to take whatever choices they make very seriously. So, in this atmosphere, firsts have the potential to be memorable, to be exciting, satisfying, and enlightening. So, where there is lack of communication, a fear of being ridiculed or reprimanded for an opinion or point of view, where there is an inability to share experiences, to ask questions, to gain valuable information, where there is the absence of significant others for guidance, where there is shame, guilt, and embarrassment. Firsts may be undertaken haphazardly and irresponsibly. Oh my goodness. Choices may be encumbered, unclear, and in the moment without thought to risk or consequence. Encumbered. Maybe we know some of these words, but sometimes it's good to just go back. Encumbered means restrict or burden someone or something in such a way that free action or movement is difficulty. And here's an example. She was encumbered by her heavy skirts. So it was difficult for her to move, to act because the skirt. And then they had arrived encumbered with families, unable to move. My goodness. Freely, unable to move freely. Okay? So let's go back to this wonderful, wonderful explanation, this wonderful article by Psychology Today. Now, here's Erickson's theory. I tell you, we don't ever bring in information if there not has not been research on it. Very, very seldom. Okay. Erickson's theory of the stages of the life cycle and their accompanying psychosocial crises and tasks mirrors this point of view. The first of these crises is trust versus mistrust. The accompanying task is hope. How does the young individual learn trust of significant others and ultimately of themselves as a result of their earliest life experiences? So, as before, consistency, stability, nurturance, communication, acceptance, support, and encouragement foster trust and increase self esteem. And you see so many shows, you hear so many instances of circumstances where people cannot trust. They've had experiences that have damaged them for life. They don't know how to work through it because they've never been able to trust anyone enough to help them through it. And then if they've trusted someone, then many times some individual or individuals have broken that trust. So some people really, really have a hard time navigating through this life. But I am here to help you navigate whoever you are, wherever you are, whenever it is, to help you navigate. And I want to plug here Peace of Mind Counseling, 469-629-9543. We can do it on the phone. We can do it face to face on uh, face. They call it FaceTime, face to face video. We can do it. If you need counseling, don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. You can have it right here with Peace of Mind Counseling. 469-629-9543. Even when a task is not accomplished in its expected stage/time frame, the possibility always exists to accomplish that task at a later time. And so what this is saying is don't give up hope. If you miss it the first time, if you miss it the second time, if you miss it the third time, you might get it the fourth time. You might get it the fifth time. But don't give up. This is so true. Look, it says, even when a task is not accomplished in its expected stage/time frame, the possibility always exists to accomplish that task at a later time. For humans, hope is essential for life and always available. You hear that? Hope is essential for life and always available. There's always time and room to revisit old experiences and reframe them in a healthier, more satisfactory way. Oh, yes, I like this. My goodness, this is good. These are generalizations. Obviously, everyone's experience is uniquely their own. And I can't sit here and I guess I could, but I won't because it would be unfair to you. Okay, and I would be fooling myself if I tried to advise somebody, oh, that what you happened to you the first time, oh, that was just in your imagination. Oh, it wasn't that bad. It's not fair for me to say that to you, nor you to me, because everyone experiences and feels something in their own way, and it might be similar to what someone else experiences, what someone else feels, how they perceive it, but it's never the same because this is your experience. And everyone is unique. So these are generalizations, like the author is saying. Obviously, everyone's experience is uniquely their own. Many think back fondly to their firsts as sweet moments, even though perhaps awkward and embarrassing at the time. Exceptions to this include the extreme first experiences, either very positive or negative. Things may have turned out blissfully, way beyond expectations, or extremely disappointing with far reaching consequences on many different levels. So, here are some things to consider about your experiences, especially if they are firsts. I like this. I like this. Oh, community connection. Connection to others is as essential is it's an essential resource. Are you part of a community where you can connect with others? That means family, friends, or supportive peer groups or a group. Next, communication. Talking to others about your thoughts, your feelings, and what actions you wish to take is very important. in order to gain insight and wisdom from others' experiences? Do you have an open forum to discuss issues, get information, ask for help, and or gain insights? You need to be able to trust someone. And I'm telling you, I live by this. I've learned down through the years, don't tell all you know, but know what to tell. And Marion Wimberly of Denison, Texas, we called her Marina. That was the name that everyone called her by that I know of. Marina, Marion Wimberly. She said, don't tell all you know, but know what to tell. And that is great wisdom. Great wisdom. Do you have an open forum to discuss issues, get information, ask for help, and or gain insights? So you have to be very, very careful, okay? Flexibility. Change is essential to life. Are you capable of changing perspective, of embracing different points of view, of willingly moving through change? You have to ask yourself that. Are you willing? Are you willing? Are you willing? And are you capable of changing perspective, of embracing different points of view, or of willingly moving through change? Next, humor. Being too hard on yourself and or holding unrealistic expectations for yourself doesn't allow for a balanced view of who you are. Do you have a healthy sense of humor about yourself and others, especially relating to your mistakes and failures? Next is acceptance. Learn to accept yourself as perfect with your imperfections. Learn to accept yourself as perfect with your imperfections. All of us have imperfections. All of us have things that we need to work on. And we'll be working on them until the day that we go into eternity. Oh, yes, every single one of us. Mistakes are a part of life and are often our best teachers. Are you able to move on from difficult situations, or do you stay mired in the bad memory of them? Now, some people just stay in the bad memory of them, but we have to move. You have to keep moving. You know, there's a song that keep on moving, don't stop. Keep on moving, don't stop. There's another song, ain't no stopping us now. Ain't no stopping us now. Keep on moving, don't stop, okay? And like William Beckton's song, be encouraged no matter what's going on. He'll make it all right. But you've got to stay strong. And He is God, okay? Don't give up. Now, resilience. Put the past behind you and move forward. Do you have the capacity to recover, to bounce back, and to regroup from disappointment and perceived failure? Then there's hope/optimism. Consider that every experience has the potential to be good if you learned anything from it. And remember what I said in the beginning, even if it's a negative experience, you can take it and use it as a stepping stone and build it or walk on into positivity. Use it somewhere in your life to have a positive outcome of it, okay? Even though it hurts, I'm not telling you to ignore it. No way, no how. But you take those negative first experiences and build on them for your good, okay? And when you build on it for your good, you're building on it for everyone around you's good too. Did you hear me say I say you's good too? Okay. Well, they're good. So if you learned anything from it, okay, things that you thought were devastating at the time they happened may turn out to have been a great blessing as you look back. First experiences extend to the end of our life, including death, which is definitely a first. Remember, it's never too late to accomplish something you had always dreamed of doing, but had not had the opportunity or where, and that's a typo, or were afraid to do. Just consider all the 90-year olds who think life is incomplete without skydiving just once. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. This is Psychology Today, and the author is Abigail Brenner, MD, a psychiatrist in private practice, the author of Transitions, How Women Embrace Change and Celebrate Life. And then she has other books also. That is super good. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I really like that. So we have a few more minutes. That was Psychology Today. And Medium, I'm going to go to another one. Once in a Blue Moon. Never been there before. So I'm going to do a cold read on this one, okay? Once in a Blue Moon .ca. Oh my goodness. Why first experiences feel so special. Why the first time is always the best time. The psychology of experiences. And I'm not saying that the negative are good. I'm not saying that. But I'm going to go here and see what this author is telling us, okay? Then because I have a right to my point of view and you do too. So we don't have to, if it's not anything, something that is good for us, then we'll know. So this was May 15th. Um, let me see here. Well, it says it was 2025. Okay, why the first time is always the best time. The psychology of initial experiences. Have you ever noticed how your first experience of something, a song, a movie, a vacation, or even love feels uniquely special? There's a certain magic to firsts that make them stand out in our memories. Psychologists have long studied this phenomenon, attributing its power to various cognitive and emotional mechanisms. So, we're going to explore why the first time is often perceived as the best time, and how our minds interpret initial experiences, and how we can recapture some of that magic in everyday life. So why first experiences feel so special? The power of novelty. Remember, novelty was in our first session here, our first article. So humans are wired to seek new experiences. Novelty activates the brain's reward system, releasing dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and motivation. This dopamine rush makes a first encounter with something intensely pleasurable It depends on what it is, and you know that is what I say. It depends on what it is. Now let's give an example here. The first time you hear a song you instantly love, your brain creates a strong association with the positive emotions it triggered. Subsequent listens may still feel good, but they rarely replicate the intensity of that initial thrill. Number two, emotional intensity and memory encoding. The brain pays special attention to emotionally charged experiences. First time experiences often come with heightened emotions, excitement, curiosity, nervousness, or even fear, which helps encode them into long term memories. Now, why it matters? Why does this matter? Here we first, it is emotional peaks. First experiences often involve intense emotional highs, creating lasting memories. Then there are vivid memories. You're more likely to remember your first kiss, first job, or first concert because of the strong emotions linked to them. Then we go to number three, the primacy effect in memory. The primacy effect is a psychological concept that explains how the first item in a series is more likely to be remembered than those that follow. This applies to life experiences as well. When we encounter something for the first time, our brains are more alert and focused, paying closer attention because we don't yet know what to expect. Oh, that is so true. Now, here's an example of that. Think about your first day at a new school or your first international trip. You were probably hyper aware of every detail because everything was unfamiliar. Future experiences in similar settings may fade into the background because the novelty is gone. Okay, that's an example. Number four, expectation versus reality. When experiencing something for the first time, we often have few preconceived notions. Our expectations are flexible, leaving more room for awe and surprise. Subsequent experiences, however, are measured against the high bar set by that magical first. Example, your first visit to a breathtaking destination may leave you speechless. Returning later, even if the scenery hasn't changed, the experience might not feel as intense because your brain is less surprised. Number five, first time storytelling bias. We are natural storytellers, and our minds love attaching narratives to first time experiences. We relive these experiences often by sharing them with others, which reinforces their special place in our memories. Now, why does it matter? We reframe these experiences in stories that become part of our identity. The more we tell these stories, the more vivid and meaningful they become. Then the sixth part of this, psychological anchoring. In psychology, anchoring refers to the tendency to rely heavily on the first piece of information encountered when making decisions or evaluations. Similarly, first experiences serve as an anchor or baseline. We judge all subsequent experiences against that initial memory, often making firsts seem unbeatable. And here's an example. Your first big success in life, whether a career breakthrough or personal achievement, becomes a mental anchor for what success feels like, making future successes feel less monumental by comparison. Now, next question. Can we recapture the magic of first times? While we can't recreate our very first experiences, there are ways to invite novelty, wonder, and emotional intensity into our lives. How is that? That's be present. Pay close attention to new experiences as they were first time, as if, excuse me, they were first time encounters. So the first one here is, can we redo the first time? We can't do it, but we can be present and we can pay attention, pay close attention to new experiences as if they were first time encounters. Mindfulness helps amplify everyday moments. So while we can't recreate our first experiences, there are ways to invite novelty, wonder, and emotional intensity into our lives. Then we can try new things regularly. Seek out new hobbies, travel destinations, or creative projects to reignite the sense of novelty. Next, reframe the familiar. Shift your perspective to appreciate familiar experiences from a fresh angle. Look at an old hobby or familiar environment with new eyes. Then celebrate small wins. Treat even minor achievements as monumental events. This can restore some of the emotional intensity associated with firsts. Then create milestones. Commemorate special occasions and achievements with rituals or celebrations that make them feel meaningful. And so now we go to our final thought, the lasting magic of first times. The first time is often the best time because of how our brains are wired to process novelty, emotion, and memory. But while we can't relive our initial experiences, understanding why they feel special can help us design lives filled with meaningful and memorable moments. And then in the end, the psychology of firsts reminds us of a simple truth. It's not just about experiencing something new, it's about experiencing it fully. How about that? So, first time experiences, there is so much in that. And all of them we know are not positive, but we can make the best of anything that comes up in our lives. That's why we're so resilient. God made us resilient. We are resilient. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. That's how God made us. And I want to go and find that scripture. I think I posted it yesterday. Oh, no, I posted, yes, it was yesterday. Psalm 139, verses 13 through 14. It's the King James Version. For thou hast possessed my reins, thou hast covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. Mm, We are, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. Psalm 139, verses 13 and 14. I pray that God will continually bless and keep you, and that would be his, and you will be your will to be kept by God. I love you, and please share this webcast with others. I love you so much, and please join us tomorrow, God willing, for the Mother's Board Inc. at 1 p.m. live, if everything goes well. I love you. Thank you so much for joining me, whatever time it is. It could be morning, evening, afternoon, noon, midnight, midday, whenever it is. I appreciate you. Thank you.